This is the Rocket Book. In the basement. When Alexander, though forbidden, went snooping in the cellar, he found a rocket that was hidden. He played with its propeller. He struck a match, and fire burned. Then on the concrete kneeling, he lit the rocket on the floor. But it shot up through the ceiling. On the first floor, the Steiners, they're on the floor above. They're having eggs and ham. The rocket came up through the floor. It broke through. It went BAM! It broke a ketchup bottle. Smash! And bang! That thing exploded. And now the family surely says that ketchup bottle was loaded. On the second floor, there was Grandpa in his chair dozing by the fire, when through a trunk the rocket burst and knocked off Grandpa's hair. It passed so near his ancient head, he woke up with a start, and turning to his grandson said, "You think you're so smart." On the third floor, young Bobby Brooks looked up with pride. He'd blown a monster bubble. When came a thump and blinding flash, that rocket caused him trouble. While crashing through the tabletop, Bobby knew at worst his table was in danger, but his lovely bubble burst. The fourth floor, Joe Budd, who'd bought a plant, was giving it some water. He figured this would make it grow, to give it to his daughter. Then through the pot the rocket shot. It burst up through the dirt. Whoomph! The sound scared Mother, but good luck, no one got hurt. Fifth floor. Right here it's helpful to remark that Paul and Jefferson were playing with a Noah's Ark and having loads of fun, when all at once that rocket, stout up through the ark, came blazing. The animals were tossed about and did some stunts. Amazing. Look at them go. On the sixth floor, a burglar on the next floor up was going through the kitchen. The silver was his goal, you see. The family had to pitch in. Just then, up through the forks and knives, the rocket thundered with a flash. The burglar got a dreadful scare and ran off without their cash. That'll teach him. The seventh floor. In 7D, Miss Casey Lee had really quite the skill. She played her heart out for her friends, and this time it was Bill. When suddenly the rocket hot flew up from down below, the old piano lost its tune, and Bill said, "Hey, let's go." The eighth floor. From 7 to 8, it made its way, that rocket, through the rug, up to where poor Henry stood. Hot water filled his tub. That tub received a brand new drain no one ever planned for. The splashing water made a mess of puddles on the floor. Oh, goodness, what a mess. Ninth floor. Bob Brooks was working very hard to inflate his favorite ball. To play with friends out in the yard, they could hardly wait at all. Up came the rocket, fierce and bright, and blasted through that sphere. Inspired by the rocket's might, the boys began to cheer. 10th floor. The family dog was running through while chasing Fluff close up, when slam! The rocket flashed between and stopped the startled pup. "Woof, woof," said he, as the rocket scorched. "You're in my way right now," he said. "The carpet, it's been torched." 11th floor. While Carrie sat in music class, her tuba rests discreetly. Then came the rocket, and it smashed that instrument completely. Fair Carrie promptly turned her head, distracted by the blast. "Dear me," she said, "I worry now. That tuba's played its last." No more tuba, right? Look at that, goodness. 12th floor. Young Jacob, standing in the dark, all set to go to school. He got all dressed and combed his hair. No light to see how cool. Just then the rocket flared up bright before his face and sparkled, supplying him the needed light. "Thanks awfully," the boy said, startled. 13th floor. Her gift awaits there on the floor, her husband's grand surprise. When up through the box so loud, the rocket streaked and spluttered. The hat flew up and filled the room thanks to its monstrous size. It almost caught the rocket before her very eyes. 14th floor. Tom's daddy helped him start his train, and it would have been on time, had not the rocket bent the tracks and blocked traffic on the line. It blew the engine into scrap, the tracks all bent and twisted. When Tommy went to fix the tracks, his dad, again, assisted. 15th floor. A man and wife, their morning bright, had just finished up a snack. She watched TV, he read the news. Their day was right on track. That rocket left a fiery trail as it flashed through the printed pages. The man fell out and bumped his head and lost a full day's wages. You imagine that? What a surprise, what a shock, what a way to start the day. In fact, 16th floor, Jack Danby was a sleepy guy. So, lest he sleep too late, an alarm clock by his side he slept to awaken him at 8. But the rocket smashed that clock and tore its way clean through it. You have a fine alarm, said groggy Jack, but man, you overdo it. That's pretty bright. That'll wake you up in the morning, wouldn't it? Goodness. 17th floor. His homework due in class today. On his keyboard he pounded. He typed as fast as he could say, "You all will be astounded." But then his keyboard had a hole. The rocket, hot and mystic. "See, it's so cool," the boy cried out. "It's incredibly artistic." 18th floor. The inventor at his workbench stood, impressed with his invention. "Be careful, Joe," his good wife said. "It might explode, I mentioned." Just then the speedy rocket flared and wrecked that man's device. "I feared as much," his wife declared. But still, she's always nice. Right? She's a nice lady. She's just worried about him. 19th floor. Jose was rocking on his horse and riding it like mad. The rocket on its fiery course upset the startled lad. The frightened pony rocked indeed. The boy fell to the floor. He quietly calmed his friendly steed and played with him some more. And the top floor, it reached the top floor, burning bright, its fiery tail gleaming. Oh, it was just a splendid flight. But the rocket had stopped streaming. The rocket met its match, it seems. It stuck, head first it plowed, into Robert's fresh ice cream. The kids all laughed out loud. Look at that, stuck in the ice cream. Oh, goodness. The end.